Hello Capricorns, how are we doing? This will be your December reading. I am Tara. We will pull cards from all areas. It's going to be a general reading, Sun, Moon, and Rising in Capricorn for the general read for the month. There is a lot going on, isn't there? I feel it too. My rising sign is in Capricorn. We just had South Node go into Capricorn as well. And we have Mercury retrograde, which is never fun. There's a lot of energy going on, and I feel like there's a lot of changes. Something happens when the sun goes in Sagittarius. A lot of our viewpoints on religion, on structures of society, mostly on belief systems, they happen to change a lot during this time. And I feel like that's a general view of how the energies are going into December as is. But I feel like especially for you guys right now, you're so close to Sagittarius that I believe you guys, pick up on that a lot, and I feel like the structure comes out a lot through you guys following after, but I feel like that's why it might be a little bit uncomfortable. But you guys are cardinals, so I think a lot of good and change and charging forward is going to be involved this month. But I think that there's going to be a lot of revelations, a lot of oh my god, and then everything kind of just snaps. It's happening for everyone. But for you guys especially, I think you're going to deal with it a little bit better than some signs. I think that at this point you guys are aware that everything just changes and it just does it, and you guys are kind of okay with it. You deal with it in a more... that didn't work. You're a pessimist on how you view it coming in, but you're not unaware of it. You guys have a very good intellect. Very good intuition. Intellect too, but what I meant to say was intuition. So I feel like you know everything that's being thrust upon you is for a reason. It's necessary for your growth, necessary for your ascension. A lot of you are going through spiritual awakenings, and I think it's just very hard. I think everything is a little bit overwhelming, but I think you guys are prevailing. It depends on what you view as that, but let's see for the month. Let's see how you guys are doing. I feel like a lot of karma is coming back. People from your lives, people that we didn't want to talk to, views on how we actually expected things to go. I feel like we're dealing with that a lot of karmic partners. A lot of karmic soulmates, a lot of past coming back to haunt us. You're probably feeling a little bit like isolating yourself. But it's not really the time for that with the holidays. It's not really so easy during the holidays. Sometimes we're obligated to actually see people, obligated to be around large parties. Let's move on. Do 2 more times. Just putting up that. Twice. I was doing great with Sagittarians, you should have seen. You don't need to. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Let's go. And we'll cut the deck. We'll begin. Okay. So, sorry about that. So I feel like for home, I feel like as far as your home life goes, I think we're having a little bit of financial issues right now. I think you guys are trying to keep this quiet. I think you know that you need to make a choice, but you're a little bit overwhelmed by the choices. And I think this month you're being asked to follow your intuition. And I'll explain. So, I'm so sorry for that. That's like gross. Excuse me. With the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is all about grief. Pentacles deal with your material realm. What it is that's on this dimensional plane. It's not what you're feeling inside, it's what's actually happening. And a lot of times with the Five of Pentacles, we see a loss of money. We see spending too much money, not having enough, feeling unfortunate, feeling like all it is that we're doing is spending money on bills. Maybe it's a very hard time with the holidays, spending a lot of money on gifts, feeling pressure to buy gifts. Maybe a lot of that is putting some financial burdens on you. And I feel like you're trying to isolate yourself. And I see that with the Hermit. I feel like a lot of you you're feeling like you need to actually look inside to what would make you happy at home. And I feel like a lot of you, it would be to be able to afford where you're living. And that could be something to think about, because perhaps it is that you are living somewhere where it's actually not financially supportive for you to live there. Maybe you need to look for something that's a little bit cheaper, or find a job that's more acclimated to your rent situation. Or it could just be that you're having a burden and it's just putting a burden onto you at home. Maybe your financial life is really falling out. But I feel like regardless of these situations, I feel like you're just feeling like you kind of want to push yourself away from people. Capricorns have a tendency, I think less so, like Libras really need to be liked. I don't think it's that of Capricorns, but I think Capricorns need status. And I think for Capricorns, money is very important, because security is very important, and they're very about practical needs. They're very about money and, earth properties, and that is a resource. And I feel like if you don't feel like other people view you as someone who's financially responsible, financially stable, financially independent, I feel like you want to shy away. You don't want people to know. And I think this is a very, I'm sorry, sitting so many times. I think this is a very Capricorn trait. I think we're very used to falling into these patterns, and I kind of feel like that's what's going on for you. But I feel like, halfway through the month, you're going to realize that you need to start making some choices. And there are two choices. I see two with the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands, the man is holding a globe. This is, metaphorically, he has the world in his hand. The two staffs are two desires, two choices. And in this specific deck, it asks you the question when the Two of Wands comes up is, what choice will you make? It doesn't matter which. It's a trick question. It really doesn't matter which choice you make. The fact is you need to make a choice. And I think as far as for your home life to feel more stable, to feel more secure, to feel more at home, I think you need to make a choice of how to do so. I think for a lot of you it's going to be dealing with your finances, and we're going to go over to work for you in a little bit, the work section, and I think that'll I think they coincide a lot, actually. So I feel like a lot of your choices are going to be to move away from a job so that you could more comfortably live in your home, or I think that you're going to actually leave where you're living to be more secure. And I feel like you have a lot. The Seven of Cups is choices, choices, choices. He is overwhelmed with the possibilities. There are so many things for him to choose from, and they're all in his head and they're all in his feelings, and he's not sure which way he wants to go. And I feel like you're being urged towards something, and you know it's only two things, but you feel overwhelmed. Like everything is all around you, or perhaps you're just taking on too many things to try to make home more okay for yourself, but you're not doing what's asked of you previously, which is to just choose one thing. I feel like cardinal signs have this tendency taking on as much as they can, and you watch it. You'll watch any Aries, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, watch them. They will take on 15 things at once, and people around them go, oh my god, you're doing that's amazing. People get a little overwhelmed by cardinal signs because they think they can do so much, and they can, but they overload themselves, and then they burn out, and they snap, and they have a tendency, all in different ways, but they all do it. Because they just want to start, and that's kind of what I feel like you're going to do. You're going to try to do that to make things happen, and this month is not the month to make, it's the month to make choices and to make plans, but it's not the month to overload yourself, because Mercury is in retrograde. We can't make huge decisions like that. We can think about them, we can reflect, we can review what works and what doesn't. It's very important for us to do that at the time, especially when it deals with our beliefs, and perhaps we're living with someone who doesn't, understand us completely. Like, I feel that for a lot of you, and I feel like that could also lead to a little bit of unhappiness at home. Or you're living with someone who's not really financially stable themselves, and I think that can also be a problem. But I feel like with the Moon card, I feel like we're being asked, we're put in the dark right now, because we don't know where things are going to go. And I feel like with this month, that's going to keep happening. As far as your home life goes, I don't think that things are going to be clearly out as far as maybe being financially stable to live where you are, being financially stable to be happy at home, to be able to actually enjoy the solace of your home. I feel like you are being guided and blindly at that to move, but you don't know where. And I think it's causing a lot of discomfort. And I feel like home isn't the place where you feel at home right now. I feel like home might be a person this time. And I only say home might be a person this time because we have a lot of crazy things happening. With love, I see first the Two of Cups. You could meet someone at work. I see that a lot with the Two of Cups. Or this could be about partnership, balance, a relationship, love. Even more than the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, I think, can, it could reflect a new relationship, but it could also reflect, something changing in your emotions, something new and brought about there. I feel like with the Two of Cups, it's just the relationship. We're talking about two people. We're in your love life, and we're talking about feeling complete happiness in the area of love. And with the Nine of Cups, I feel like many of you have been wishing for this. I feel like many of you have been wishing for union, wishing for things to go a certain way. And the Nine of Cups is the luckiest card in the deck. As traditional as a Rider-Waite gets, it talks about getting your wish. So I feel like a lot of you have been wishing for this relationship. I say this relationship can be with a Cancer, because I see the Chariot card. I also see the Virgo card. So it could be a Cancer, it could be a Virgo. It could be any of them. I see those. So for some of you that could be. But I think that you've been, with this Cancer card, with the Chariot, I feel like this is someone who's also cardinal, also fast moving, also has structure and beliefs and ideals, and I feel like they charge and they move, and I feel like they're someone from your past because Cancer relates a lot to karma. I feel like this is the karmic soulmate that you've been wishing to be with, and that is finally happening. This could be a relationship that was no longer in the past and now is starting anew, or this could be someone from a past life. But I feel like you're getting your wish. The Ace of Wands, I see your desires. I feel like your passions are really you're taking a charge. You're going all out, you're starting anew, you're feeling very passionate, and you're just really in your heart space right now. And I think as far as love, I think love is going to be really great for you this month. I feel like your home, unfortunately, is not going to feel so happy and so safe. But I think love, you're going to feel very loved at this time. And a lot of you, relationships are very possible. But I feel like all of this happening is going to be a major shock for you. And I feel like Capricorns are very pessimistic in the sense that they're very, they always think the worst. It's to really save themselves from heartache. But I feel like this is going to be, this actually working out is a tower moment for you. I feel like it is quick, it is swift, it comes in out of nowhere, your ideals are changed, everything changes in an instant, and it is literally a shake-up to your world. And with the tower, we always associate it with the worst of the worst, and maybe that's how this had to start for some of you. But I don't feel that for most of you. There's so many positive cards as far as your love area goes that I just think that it is going to come to you as a shock when it all comes in. And I think your pessimistic nature is going to try to revert to viewing back to things like, oh no, well, now he's just with me, or she is just with me, and we are not sure, like, if it's gonna work out because it never works out for me. So, why even think that way? Or things actually start to go your way, like, wait, they actually want to be with me? Like, it's actually mutual? Things are actually going to be positive for once, after things have been so hard, after things have been so in my face? And I just spoke earlier of South Node going into Capricorn. I feel like these past things are coming up for a reason. And I feel like Capricorns and Cancers are going to feel the shift. Everyone feels the shift energetically, but Capricorns and Cancers are dealing with it probably stronger for the next year and a half than in any other sign. If you have strong prominent placements in those areas, then I think that it will affect you in that way as well. So I think that this is going to come in as a shock, and I think it's going to really change up your world. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think your tendency to think negatively is going to affect how you view it at that point. So just be aware of that and try thinking on the positive side. Sometimes things go our way because we actually do deserve them. And Capricorns are very good, hard-working people. They're just very, very hard on themselves. Very hard on themselves. I've literally never met a Capricorn that was just like a Leo. Like, I've never met a Capricorn with like a Leo who stands for they're just like angry. Never met that. They always like hate themselves. They're always great people. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. For work, I see, I feel like you guys have such a power to really bring everything in, and right now I see the Magician in reverse, and it's the only reversal that came up in any of these cards. But I feel like, the Magician is all about being able to manifest everything. And I feel like with the Magician non-reverse, we're not feeling that power. We're not feeling connected to our spark. Perhaps because we're still feeling that loss of financial aspect. I feel like at work, we're not able to go in there and get a positive outcome. We're not able to move forward and show off the hard work that we're able to do because our heart's not in where we're at. And I feel like we're not really being true to ourselves, and we're not really manifesting the way that we are. We're being so negative that we're actually causing more harm to ourselves. And I think that we feel very stuck by other people in our lives. I think that your boss seems very practical and very I think he wants things to be a certain way. I think he's very stubborn. I think that you feel more passion towards what you're doing or passion towards something else in life, and you just kind of want to go after it. And I feel like you feel really stuck to your job, honestly. I feel, because with the Magician in reverse, I just see that you're not able to, bring to life what you need. And with the Knight of Wands, I feel like that's you. I feel like it's, the Knight spirit is just, I want it. It's a teenager. You want it and you're going to do it no matter what. You're going to get in trouble, probably, because it's probably something that you're not supposed to do, but you want to go after it. And I feel like you want to go after it in full force, but you have this, not that the King of Coins is such like a grievous figure, but I feel like you just feel like he wants things to be this way, and there's no passion, and there's just money, and you're just focusing on things that aren't really like driven by the heart. They're driven by the material world around you. And though Capricorns of course care about those things, they're also very about their feelings, like their emotions, grounding. They're about feeling that way. And if you don't feel that you're getting that out of your job where you work, which you are the hard-working sign, if you don't feel that, then you're going to feel oppressed. I feel like you're going to get into arguments, you're going to defend your beliefs, you're going to defend your stance on things, and people aren't going to understand you at work. I feel like you're going to have to defend the fact that you want things to change, that you're not really bringing in the work that you used to, and I feel like things are being shown to you that it's just not your place. You need more passion. Everything from this has been showing, because I see a lot of wands, but also even with the Magician in reverse, every time I look at it, I just keep looking at the fire. I just keep looking at, like, you're not doing something that you passionately love for work. And I just feel like you feel so oppressed and you need to go after it. You are right now this is the overall view of work, is the Three of Wands. Though it is looking to the distance, the possibilities where you could go, I look at the Three of Wands as someone who's happily stuck. They can move, but they're not. They're just kind of looking at how everything can go, looking at how everything is. It's the person that sits inside their head all day and thinks about what they could do but never actually accomplishes it. And I'm not saying that the 3 can't get to a 4, which is a place of harmony and celebration. I'm just saying that right now, this is where you're sitting. You're sitting in, I wish things could change, when you have the power to change them. You're just keeping your power locked up. You're not having faith, and you're not doing what you need to do. You're letting life take the better of you, especially in the area of work. But things are going to start to show themselves to you this month, and I feel like you're going to have a break. I don't know that it's going to happen. I feel like towards the end of the month, you're going to start to have your snap at people. I don't know that it's going to be like a breakdown or anything so dramatic. I just think that you're going to start to be like, yeah, it's really not for me. You're going to get those confirmations. And as far as family goes, I feel like there is a woman in your life who just wants you to live like a childhood. And I don't know why I want to say this, because I feel like most of my viewers will be adults, but I feel like someone who's motherly, this could also just be your mother, but someone in your family who comes as a mother figure, someone who is very comforting, someone who helps you bring new ideas, bring creativity to your thinking. Perhaps they expand your mind a little bit. I feel like that with the sun. I feel like the sun, because the sun is, the spirit of children, the spirit of your heart, bliss, happiness. I feel like this person wants this for you. I feel like someone in your life is really trying to get you into that Christmas spirit of when you were a kid and you would just run to your Christmas tree and no matter what was there, you were just excited, or like whatever was going on around, you were just excited because it was Christmas time and you were going to have break soon from school and everything else. And I feel like someone just in your life sees how hard you are on yourself, sees how stressed out you are, and I feel like they're really just, they want you to be happy. They want you to embrace your inner child, and I feel like you're gonna feel a little babied at this time, and it might be a good thing. I don't think that you guys like to hear that, but I just feel like you guys need to be, I said probably 500 times, sorry. I feel like you guys just have to be taken care of. I think you guys want to do everything all the time, all by yourself, and I think someone's gonna sneak in and comfortably not overstep their boundaries, but put you at ease and make things easier for you and make you remember that spirit. And I think you're gonna have a lot of happy times with your family. So I hope that the arguments at home are not with any of your family members, but I see a lot of that happening. I feel like this person's gonna feel helpless with the Hanged Man. I feel like they can't fully help you, that they can't fully provide everything for you, or that they can't, or maybe it's just you being unable to fully let yourself go and let yourself be. But I think eventually we're gonna reach this 9 of Pentacles, which is this happy, prosperous, loving, she's literally surrounded by birds and, what are those, grapes and pentacles, and everything is beautiful in her garden, and the color and the sun in the background, that 2 suns coming over. There's literally like a bright light over every single card in family. So I feel like family interactions are going to be really important, and someone is really going to bring like a new view to how you actually view your life, how you view yourself, and how, you know, it's important to relax. I think someone's going to show you that. You're going to finally start to understand. I don't think you're going to want to jump into it right away. Like, you're not going to want to jump into this belief. It's funny, I got this with someone before, in the same position, but none of the other cards were the same. The 5 of Cups, I feel like that's the overall for your family. So if everything is going so great, why are we sitting there and grieving over things that are spilt that don't matter, things that are in the past? That's what you're doing. You are not allowing yourself to fully come into that. You're feeling this stuck energy. You want to be that way. You want to shut your eyes to it. You're kind of resisting the 13 switch that we need to go from the Hanged Man to the, because that's the 12th card, to death. That step that you need to make, you're just closing your eyes and saying, blah, 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 I don't want to hear it. And someone's really trying to pull you out of it. But all in all, you're still focusing on 5 of Cups. This 3 cups that are spilt over, even though you have 2 that are perfectly filled right behind you. You're just focusing on what you lost. But I don't think that's going to be the end-all be-all. I think a lot of wonderful things are going to happen with your family. I just think that you're going to still want to naturally go towards what makes you sad. Because you guys kind of like to be sad, because you can't be disappointed when you're already down. And someone's trying to pull you out of that, and you kind of don't like it. And the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. So I feel like the overall view of this whole reading is you're starting to build structure. You are starting to make changes. Areas of your life are starting to balance. With love balancing out, a lot of other things are going to come into play. It's just a matter of getting through this time. Getting through the lessons that we need to learn right now. Getting through our own psyche. Because it's all about really focusing on what we're dealing with right now. But my battery's about to die and the reading is over. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave any comments. If you have anything to say about my reading, please let me know. thank you very much again, and I'll see you next month. I'll have the readings up the week prior to the 1st, and have a happy holidays, and